they pay for literally everything. All you need to do is carry yourself to the UK. It's one of the sweetest deals you can get to migrate to the UK. So don't sleep on it. If you've been thinking about moving to the UK in 2026 and you don't have huge proof of funds sitting somewhere to use, and you're wondering how other people are doing it, then this video is for you. In this video, I'm going to talk about realistic routes that you can explore to use to migrate to the UK in 2026, or that can help you get prepared to move in 2027. Now, some of these visa routes would let you travel with your dependents, your partner, your family. Some are self-sponsored, which means you have to sponsor yourself for the visa, but you don't have to pay the huge amounts that paying for school fees would cost. And some of them are also fully funded, which means you literally don't have to pay a dime. You just find yourself in the UK without paying for anything. So I'm going to get into them now. I should also add that I have first-hand experience with a few, and I also know some people that have benefited from these types of routes that I'm going to discuss here today. So grab a pen and let's get started. Now, the first one we are going to talk about is the UK Global Talent Visa. I don't know if some of you might have heard about it, but it's also one of the easiest routes, and I'm going to talk us through it. This visa is for people that can prove that they are leaders or potential leaders in digital technology, arts and culture, and academia and research. You don't need a job offer for this visa, but you need a visa endorsement. Now, these different routes, depending on if you're going for tech or arts and culture or academia or research, there are different sponsors or bodies that endorse. There are also two categories in this visa. There's the exceptional promise. Those are for people that are kind of in the beginning stage of their careers, typically less than 5 years of experience in the field. And then there's the exceptional talent for people that are well established in their field. In fact, a friend of mine just moved to the UK last year. He applied for this visa, got his endorsement within 3 weeks, got his visa, and then he was able to move to the UK, and his girlfriend was able to join him. So like I said, you can bring in your dependents. There are some terms and conditions for proving that someone is your partner, your girlfriend. I think something like being able to prove that you guys have been living together or communicating in the past 2 years. So yes, you can definitely go with your partner, your family, your kids, and you do not need to have a job to get this particular visa. What I would like to add though is that for this particular visa route, it is really heavy on documentation, meaning that you need to be able to prove yourself that you are indeed an exceptional talent or exceptional promise. And I think it's even easier to get the exceptional promise, even if you're just starting your career, as long as you have certain documents to prove that you've done certain things, then you'll be able to get endorsed. So it's really important that if you've not started documenting, start now to document things that are related to your career, things that you've done, because you would need this, and you can plan it out for the next 2 or 3 years. Hopefully this visa is still available by then, and you'll be able to apply for the endorsement, and then you move to the UK. Now, typically your evidence should be within the past 5 years, and some of the things that they need, I'll just read off my screen here just so that I don't forget certain things. You need to be able to speak at recognized events. You need to be able to have publications, open source contributions. It could be on GitHub, or depending on your field, there are certain things that you might need to show. You need to be able to show some awards that you've gotten, industry impact, mentorship. If you've mentored some people, you need to document it, not just mentoring people without documenting what you're doing. And that could be like showing, should I say, screenshots of your chats in a group or things that you've done. Significant work beyond your day job. So some of these things are what you would need to provide as an evidence. Now, if you guys are interested, maybe I'll organize a session with my friend. He would come on here and talk to you people about getting this visa. If that's something you want to see, please leave a comment and I'll try to make that work. Now let's talk about cost. I said it's self-sponsored, but you're not going to spend a lot. The total cost of everything you need for this particular visa is £766. Now, a part of that is for the endorsement fees, which is about £561, and the remaining £205 is for your visa application. Obviously, there's also £1,035 you need to pay for your health surcharge every year, and per person. So if you're coming your dependent, you also have to pay that amount per person. Depending on your visa route, say you get it under the exceptional promise or exceptional talent, you'd be able to get your indefinite leave to remain in the UK. So your ILR, you'll be able to get it in under 3 years or 5 years, depending on which route. So if you go through exceptional promise, you get your ILR in 5 years, and if you go through the exceptional talent, you get your ILR in 3 years. So this is one of the, I don't know, easiest routes. I didn't know anything about it until my friend told me. If you check everything you've done, you might have the documentations already. You just need to package it. This particular visa route is all about packaging. You need to put things together to make logical sense to the endorsement body. And please don't try to make up things within 3 months or within a year to apply. It's on their website that you need to have done these things within a period. You don't need to make up things in just 3 months and hope to get it. So, like I said, you can start to plan now ahead for next 2 years, 3 years to be able to apply for this particular visa. Or if you already have things that you've done, then put it together and apply for this visa. Now, the second visa type is a high potential individual visa, the HPI visa. And this one is pretty simple. If you've graduated from any universities in the UK global top 100 list of universities within the past 5 years, you're eligible to apply for this particular visa. Now, on that list, there are no UK schools, but if there are other schools like in America, Switzerland, France, China, let me just check and read off from this list. There's Boston University, Brown University, Carnegie Mellon University, Duke, ETH, Zurich, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, Peking University, Stanford, University of Tokyo, University of British Columbia. There's about 100 of them. If you've graduated from any of these schools in the past 5 years, then you're eligible. With this particular visa, you get 2 years work visa to live and work in the UK, of course. Then if you did a PhD, you have 3 years work visa. Unlike the Global Talent visa, time spent under this particular HPI visa does not count towards your settlement in the UK. And you have to leave the UK or switch to another visa after this visa expires. So you can't extend it. For the Global Talent visa, you can extend your visa, so apply again. But for this, you cannot reapply for another visa under the same category. You have to switch to another category. Hopefully by then you can switch to the Global Talent visa. And I should also mention, for the Global Talent visa, you can switch from your student visa. You can switch from any visa you are under currently. If you're already in the UK, to that visa, you get your decision in under 3 weeks. If you're outside of the UK, if you're within the UK, I can't remember the duration. And that's also same for the HPI visa. You get your decision in 3 weeks. If you're within the UK, then you get your decision in, I think, 8 weeks. For this visa as well, you can come with your dependent. So for the cost breakdown, it's £880 for the visa, and you have £252 for ECTIS verification. So there's a verification body that would verify your certifications, your credentials, and of course there's the health surcharge of £1,035 per person per year. Now the third one on the list is the Innovator Founder visa. And I would say this is a bit more technical, and I dare to say it's the most difficult of the 4 that I'm going to discuss here today on the list, but it's something that is doable. For this visa, you need to have an innovative business idea and a scalable model, meaning your business has to be innovative. It can be anything, but there has to be some element of it being innovative and of it being scalable. Then you have to get an endorsement body to endorse you or your business for this particular visa. Unlike before, you don't need £50,000 as proof of funds to show that you can fund this business, but you need to have a plan, like a very, should I say, detailed business plan on how you're going to raise the money, how you're going to pay your staff, how you're going to carry on the business, what makes this business innovative, why should they endorse you for this business. So you just have to prove all of that. And I know that there are some check-ins you have to do, I think after a year or like within your stay in the UK, you have to still check in with this body to make sure that things are going on fine. And I think you can also extend this particular visa, just like you can extend for the Global Talent Visa, when your time has elapsed. The cost for this is £1,274 for the visa itself, and I think around £1,000 for the endorsement of your business. And yes, you can have a co-founder for this business. The person can be within the UK or outside of the UK. You guys have to be bringing something together to form this business. And even if you have a co-founder, both of you have to apply separately. You can still mention the same business, but it has to be like separate applications for the business. There's this guy I follow a lot that talks about this visa. He got his, and he tries to talk to people or help people to prepare and get theirs as well. He has a forum where he posts sometimes some founders are looking for co-founders, and there are some Nigerian businesses, I don't remember the name. There's this payment business in Nigeria that is already thriving. They also applied for that visa in the UK and they got it. So some of these endorsement bodies, they have webinar sessions where people can ask questions. So go online and research about the different endorsement bodies there. Go to their website and sign up for any of their webinars so that you get more detailed information on this particular visa. Now, of all the different visas I've said here today, they seem difficult, but if you plan out yourself well, you'd be able to apply for it and you'll be able to get it. It all depends on how much you plan for it. So the last one I'm going to talk about is the one where you don't have to pay a single dime to anybody. You just go yourself to the UK. Everything is paid for. You don't have to worry about money. You get stipends, you get your flights, visa, depending on the one you apply for. I'm a beneficiary and I know a number of persons that travel to the UK or other countries through this. Now that's talking about scholarships, fully funded scholarships. And there are so many scholarships out there that people tend to sleep on. Because I'm talking about the UK, I'm not going to be talking about the other ones. Recently, my friend got one for the US, but for their visa restrictions, she has not been able to leave. She actually got two different offers for the US. But I'm going to focus on the UK now. Maybe if you want me to talk about different scholarship opportunities that you can use to go to different countries, then I can do a video about that. There are certain websites that you can visit that post these kind of opportunities, and I'll list them here. If you're a PhD student, I think that's even easier because there are more PhD opportunities. So long as your research interest aligns with what the school is offering, then you'd be able to get something. Go to any of these websites here, jobs.ac.uk, findaphd.com, or go to universities' websites. Like, that is where the real deal is. Go to those universities' websites, go to your particular department and look for PhD offers there and apply directly to the school. There are still some other ones that anyone can apply for master's students. There's the Great Scholarship. You can check the British Council website. There's Chevening, there's Commonwealth, and there's PTDF. If you're in Nigerian, then this PTDF would work for you. I'm going to highlight more on that. But look out for these scholarships, and you should treat getting a scholarship like a job. Like, you need to search, you need to apply. Make sure that every application is tailored to the particular offer that's out there. Look for fully funded ones. Look for ones that would fund someone and sponsor someone internationally. So depending on the country you're coming from, there are different opportunities out there. You just need to search. Guys, let me talk about the one that I got. So if you're in Nigeria and this would work for you, it's the PTDF scholarship, Petroleum Technology Development Fund. This scholarship is done every single year. And I got mine a couple of years back. I know people that have gotten it following years after I got mine. Even till this year. In fact, you should know that the deadline for this is 27th of February this year. So if you haven't applied, go to their website and apply. It's really easy to apply. All you need to do is, if you're applying under the MSc, get your SOP, your statement of purpose, yes, and that's basically it. Show your documents, and if you get past that submission phase, then you just go for the interview and prove yourself. During my time, we used to write exams, but now it's interviews that you do, and if you prepare yourself well, you'd be able to get it. If I don't know if you guys want me to talk more about the PTDF scholarship, then maybe I'll do a video following up on that. But yes, PTDF scholarships, they pay for literally everything. All you need to do is carry yourself to the UK. It's one of the sweetest deals you can get to migrate to the UK. So don't sleep on it. And for the PhD, you obviously need to have your research proposal and you talk about your MSc thesis, and that's what you submit. If you get called, you go for your interview, and that's that. Like, that's about all you need. I need to mention that whatever course you choose to do should be linked to the oil and gas industry. So you need to find your way to work around it, but you need to make sure that the course you choose under the PTDF, that the course you choose is linked to the oil and gas industry. That's the only way you can get past that first stage and, get the scholarship. I'm sharing this because these are some of the things I wished I knew earlier. If I'd known about the Global Talent Visa a long time ago, I would have started working towards it. I know information is power, and there are some people that have never even heard of some of these things. And even for the PTDF, me hearing about it was just my friend calling me and telling me, oh, there's this scholarship, you should apply. And that was how I applied. So guys, you need to put in the work, prepare. Don't treat this trivially. If your goal is to migrate to the UK, if your goal is to jabba out of Nigeria, out of any country you're in, Nigeria, African country, India, Pakistan, wherever it is you want to migrate from, ensure that you put in the work. If there's something else you want me to talk more about, maybe the Global Talent Visa, I could invite my friend here, or the PTDF scholarship, or any other thing you want me to share, leave that in the comments and I'll do my best to respond to you guys. You can also check the description for a link to some of the sources and the things that I mentioned here today. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.